Hello, it's me. Hello, hello. This is your disabled combat veteran. After 9/11, Michael Commiso and the battle buddies online. Well, everybody has the consent when they go to the movie theater and watch the movie, and everybody's joking around that people smoke weed in the movie in America, in the land of the free. So how can well it's the holiday. Less than 2 weeks is Christmas. Merry Christmas to the world. Happy holidays. And it'd be New Year's again. So, I don't know. Still trying to figure out what the issue is. Uh, Being a human being on planet Earth. You know, it's hard being Michael Commiso back home. I didn't realize people are jealous of me as a veteran. And as a veteran, I bet people are jealous of all my battle buddies back home. That's why I still don't understand my hometown court back home. Because I feel like I show enough respect as I was taught in the military to show respect. And it wasn't that hard for me because I was on the wrestling team and we was taught good sportsmanship on the wrestling team. And plus, if anybody actually really gets to know Michael Commiso, I'm actually a really decent person and a good guy. But in the world we live in, we don't have time to get to know each other in the world. And I feel like everything is too fast. Uh, yes, you want to achieve fast so you can accomplish a lot in your life. See, back in the day, people had time to think as to what they want to do in life, as people mainly probably read a lot of books back in the day, and I feel like time was slower back in it. But now, even building buildings, you know, it took years to build a castle back in the day. Nowadays, to build a castle, probably, you could take it under a year. You could probably under a year you could build a castle. Get a lot of people to build it up, but it took. It's not because people wanted to waste time and build a castle. People probably thought out the castle artistic kind of way, and I'm an artistic kind of way person. So I feel like my YouTube videos is a type of artistic way of trying to explain who I am as a person. See, nowadays with the internet, too many people are trying to explain who you are as a person. And everybody's, it's me. I'm the person. So before anybody gets to know me, because stop blaming the internet, because the internet did a lot of positive things. My cat's blowing up. He's got a hairball. He likes to throw up on my things, though. You know what I mean? Well, one thing about my cat, He keeps me going, like, hey. But I feel like if people are really trying to help me as a veteran, don't you think I should be further in life? You know, I'm still trying to figure out the law. I understand the law and why the law is it's a purpose, right? The law has a purpose. But I'm trying to figure out the purpose of bullying me as a soldier back home after 9/11. Right? Think about it. Over the years, I kept on explaining that I was trying to make art money in it. But for some reason, they trying to convince me that's not what I'm trying to do on the internet. And so they have some kind of attitude problem with me. And I'm trying to figure out why, because they're nice to everybody else. And are they trying to make an example out of me as a soldier after 9/11? I'm not sure, because I'm a good guy. I feel like I'm nice to people, and I respect the law, and I respect people. As to, I'm an American. I'm an American citizen. I feel that sometimes, maybe not all the time, television make out to be like Americans are like not nice people. That's how you explain it on television. Seems all television says that Americans all do is go to jail all the time or prison on television. But that's not, I feel like as an American, there's more to America than the negative you say on television. So it's not my artistic of me being a shy. I was a shy kid at school. So I have a speech impediment and I have some type of learning disability. They didn't really explain it, that I have a speech impediment. So, but it's, you're acting like that. Poor me. He's making YouTube videos saying poor me. No. I think don't people use YouTube to talk to professors? If I had a computer and I'm in class on webcam or live streaming or whatever you call it nowadays, I don't keep up with words or just whatever how people talk, because if you think about it, eventually how people talk is going to change in the future. So it's hard to keep up how people talk, especially with the internet, because yeah, somehow human beings got some kind of internet talk that I don't know about. But when you talk to your professor, I think it sucks that people hack your webcam. You know, I'm not saying hackers are bad. I'm just saying, don't you think hackers can do better if we help each other out as hackers in the world? Like, instead of screwing each other over. I watched the movie Hackers, and it seems like it when they all work together in the movie. You know, when you watch a movie, it's like reading a book. It's this, you're visualizing it by watching it. So when you read a book, you visualize the words and you're trying to paint an image from the words from the book to your mind and see what's going on in that book. So I like making YouTube videos. And it's nothing against anyone. I really feel like if anybody watched my YouTube videos, I don't really think I care. Because I'm letting out my feelings to myself, to the webcams back at me. So when people look at my YouTube videos and there's a song from the 80s, oh, you think this song's about you and shit. No, I highly doubt people wrote songs about you or whatever. And it sucks that people take you the wrong way. And I'm 40 years old. I'm not exactly in shape. I feel like I still got some muscles to me where I had a hernia. See, people think that I don't know if I don't really care. I think that's what made me when I go to school, I dressed the way I dressed. I didn't care if people took me the wrong way because I dressed different from everybody else in school. And I'm from the 80s. I thought that was the meaning of 80s. You're supposed to have your own style. Yeah, back in the day, you're dressed like Michael Jackson. Madonna. I feel like people dress like Madonna and dress up like Michael Jackson and other celebrities back from the 80s. And just because they must have liked that celebrity when they, so they dress like. But now, people, I feel like nobody's got, everybody sits there complaining about how people dress and whatever. Well, I don't really think there's any type of style nowadays. Everybody dressed alike. Where back in the day, people try to inspire you to be who you are as a person. See? I don't know if anybody's with me or the level of the speeches I didn't write this shit down. Maybe I should. I feel like when I watch YouTube videos, I try to watch YouTube videos not to steal people's ideas, but to get inspiration from other YouTube video channels. So when I try to make art, I don't go on the internet to try to copyright people's art. When I was in school, I took Adobe Photoshop. They taught me when you go look on the internet, pick out things that you want to make your own art in the class. So it's like clip art and everything. And that was what I was trying to do. But in the world we live in, I must have jealous people on my computer. Yes. I don't feel like I'm really a jealous guy, but there's jealous people. And I don't know if that's the reason why people hate each other, because everybody's jealous of each other nowadays. But I don't feel like people were jealous. I don't know. Are we that uptight on the internet? Because I'm trying to figure out my hometown law. Maybe if the law is not so uptight on the internet, there'd be no damn violence on the internet. And that's not any against the law. I'm just saying, I feel the law is supposed to keep you safe, not harm you. And the whole point of law being on the internet is everybody should be safe, and every site that they use should be safe. But that's not the case, is it? So, if the law takes me the wrong way and see if the law's blaming the law, then that's my whole point. Nobody gets to know each other as the law just sits there on my goddamn computer and stare at me and have a nerve to bully me and call me a name. And that's not against anything to the law. As a disabled combat veteran, I feel like the law should understand veterans do respect the law. The number one thing I felt like we taught in the military was respect. Reason why I feel like soldiers go to basic training, yeah, for the training, but I think basic training teach you about respect. So when the law looks at me as a veteran and saying, I don't respect you, just to get me in trouble kind of offends me, you know? And then they sit there and get offended. They're, they're from Trenton, or they're working Trenton. Apparently, Trenton is not exactly, but I don't understand. Trenton was nice back in the day. So where all this hate come from, where everybody's got to, like, this is our street crap bullshit, but that doesn't even make any sense. How far can you go from the streets where people fly all around the world? People go on ships. Human beings are capable of landing on the moon and outer space. Than from people just talking about streets all the time on the internet. So I have trouble socializing. Like, if I actually if somehow as a veteran I get to Princeton University, I bet they'd be super hard on me, because I didn't come from a rich family. I'm a peasant from Trenton. Peasant. We're in kings and queens at colleges. I don't know. I'm trying to joke around where, yeah, you could do things where you don't even have to go to colleges nowadays and just have webcam and talk to your professor and not even step foot in the college. But I think you have a better experience if you was in the college, in the building. I feel like I may learn better if I was actually in the class, not on the webcam class. I may not be a genius. I don't know how smart you have to be a genius nowadays, but because everybody's got, apparently, we all know everything. We don't have to know. We're so smart. We don't have to learn no more. But I do miss school. Yeah, not the uptight or awkward conversation with other students and trying to figure out what the heck they're talking about, and are they hearing from me as a friend and or in the hallway, or I feel like the students in school walked up to me, wanted to be my friend. Nowadays, when people walk up to you, you don't know if they want to be your friend or not. So, there's some kind of miscommunication where everybody's online 24 hours a day, sitting there watching each other like crazy people. Don't disrespect the law. Even when the law's sitting there, I don't understand. I feel like we're capable, because we do have robots now on this planet. We got robots. It's all Terminator. We're going to have, I'm going to have to question a robot. We're going to have, in the future, there'll be robots in jail, and the robot won't understand why. Because I feel like that's the solution to everything. Oh, let's put everybody in jail. Then everybody's unemployed. Then the comedy's down. So why do I feel like, I don't know, you encourage crime? Because you make, I don't know what people are doing. I'm trying to make YouTube videos and everything. But sometimes I'm like, there's words and there's my mind goes further than whatever talking about. But, well, that's my point. I should be further in life back home by now. I'm 40 and I'm got a little stomach, but I'm 40. You gotta give me credit. Where I feel like, just because I'm on disability, it's not your time to, I don't know, isn't it when it's my time to get better and try to improve myself? Not you trying to screw me over. It's not take the time to screw me over because you have nothing else better to do online. Yeah, I think people are just bullying each other, hating each other because they have nothing else better to do on the internet. But how do we accomplish so much? I just don't get the conflict of human being on this planet. And yes, we rely on the internet, you know. And if we rely on the internet, you expect the internet to be like, I'm the customer, you know. If I'm the customer, I feel like the customer is always right, right? I'm the one that you want me to pay for the internet. And it costs money to pay for the internet. I'm investing my time and my, I know, is it wrong to say money? I feel like there's rap people, you know, when you listen to rap, they're rapping about money. So is it that, I don't understand why everybody's always offended just to get me in trouble. They only get offended again because they want more from me. How? That's why it's hard for me to breathe. I had asthma. When I was a kid, I had asthma. And I watched the movie Sidekick with Chuck Norris. And I don't know, I felt like, hey, he stopped using this inhaler. I don't know. Somehow, between my being a kid, I stopped using inhaler for some reason. And maybe because I watched the movie Sidekick with Chuck Norris, and I stopped using the hair. I tried to climb the rope like the guy in him. I imagine myself being like he had his imagination. Nobody has no imagination. That's why the internet is so dull. You want me to pay for a service that is boring, and then you want me to pay for the internet and for me to get screwed over. So does that all people want is keep taking money from your veterans back home or something? Well, because I don't know how deep the conversation really is on the internet. Because if all people, I don't know why people get mad. I have an emotional problem. I try to keep my anger in. So I feel like if I don't get angry at people, people won't get angry with me. And I don't want to hurt people's feelings. So I keep my anger to myself. But I'm a veteran. Maybe Commiso himself has to realize he's a veteran. Maybe my hometown court doesn't realize I'm a veteran. Because I don't know how stressful it is to live online in America or anywhere, really. Because I feel like people are not that stressful, but somehow they're stressfulness in the world. And everybody's sitting there saying, this can be so going to get to the point. Well, there's an option. If you ever live inside Commiso's mind, there's like an obstacle course in my mind. Sometimes, yeah, yeah, I could just say everybody's an asshole. But then I realized I have to keep my military bearings. I felt over the years with my YouTube videos, compare what's on the internet, I felt like I kept my military bearings. And if you take my YouTube videos the wrong way, then I don't know how far we're going to go in the future as life on planet Earth. Because I'm a goofy guy. It's very difficult not to get along with Commiso. So the law doesn't make any sense to me back when. No, if that's all people are fighting about, that we could be naked on the internet without getting in trouble, where billions of naked people have been on the internet. Uh, I don't understand how people look at each other because you just get mad at one person. But how can you do that? Knowing the fact that you're naked yourself on the internet. That's kind of messed up, don't you think? Oh, everybody comes to the party naked but Commiso. Damn, I didn't realize you was that much jealous of me. And yeah, you know, I can't, everybody's got to like their own. Everybody's not in the right uh, spot or space at this time or where you, I know everybody's got a life of their own. If that's what you kind of take it, I don't try to figure out what you're all staring at me when you watch my YouTube video. But that's what's slowing me down. I don't know how smart you have to be a genius, but I was always trying to figure out what it takes to be a genius. Because do I have to read every book in the library to be a genius, or do I get to select the book that I want to read? And then they get mad at me when you don't know the information. But you told me, you said I could select the book I want to do the book report on, teacher. So, you gotta lighten up. If everybody has to, I feel like everybody has to be has some kind of smarts. Now, I don't know how smart it takes to go to the water park or go to uh, Six Flags or Disney World or just ride a bicycle. You know, I feel I don't know why I keep going back to rap. Maybe I got rap music in my mind or something going on. You don't have to rap hard for people to respect you. But see, I feel like rappers feel like they have to rap even harder than the other rapper and everybody's just fighting at the club. Well, I won't go to the club. I was taught in the military bar hopping. Apparently, my battle buddies were bar hopping, and I felt like I was part of, I just realized it. That's what we was doing. So I guess there's club hopping. Oh, this club sucks, dude. Well, there's a club down the street. You want to check that out? And everybody was dancing at the clubs around the world with Commiso. There were strangers from other countries that came up and danced with me, and I didn't even know who the hell they were. I was drunk, and there's good drunk, and everybody can party safely. I guess I have to put that in there. One thing I learned from my safety classes every week, or the weekend, practice safe sex. That's another thing. As a veteran, I get it, practice safe sex. But if you do the math, then the time is part of the math. I'm 40 and it looks like I've been cock-blocked my whole goddamn life back home. Well, heavy word. But I don't know. But I feel like people, do I try too hard? I don't know. I feel like that was the question on everybody's mind. That's what popped in my mind. And it's the Christmas time and the holiday. But I'm worried about, well, I don't know. But I feel like you guys need to chill out so Commiso stop worrying about things. You know, I didn't find love, and I don't know where I'm supposed to find love. But I don't mind being single right now. I'm 40, I'm thinking to myself, well, compared to how people make relationships sound, it's so hard to hold a relationship now. I'm 40 and I'm hairy. I'm a hairy. Going to my grandpa, I'm going to shrink like my grandpa and get more hairier than him. It popped in my mind. So I like I like having a routine and being organized. I like knowing where my stuff is. One thing the military taught me is being organized. The more organized you are, the more you don't have to worry about where your stuff is. Because I feel like people buy things and houses, not you don't know where all your stuff is, and you get upset about it. So I have some type of organization. I feel like I get more organized where I'm an artist. It's hard being an artist. Yeah, I didn't paint anything or draw anything. What's that word? I have a speech. So wonderful that it be known through history, but I got sketches here and there, and I know what to do now. But I like taking my time when I draw. I don't, because I know what it takes to make it look like the drawing or the picture. It has to. When you draw, see, the reason why not a lot of people can draw, or because you get nervous when you draw. Everything has to be perfect, the line and everything. It takes time to be a house painter. It takes time to be a house painter, to learn how to paint things. It's the same thing as a drawing. You know, I may have been in special education classes, but it just mean I had a smaller class. I guess because the teacher focuses on the student more if there's less people in the class. I don't know how hard it is to be a teacher if there's 10,000 people. You have to teach 10,000 people in the class. Not everybody's going to pick up the information right if there's 10,000 people in the classroom. To really understand that the teacher's got to take each individual and teach a person individually, because not everybody picks up the same way in the class. And that's why it's not just because in special education classes, even with the regular classes. Not everybody acts like they get the regular classes faster than the special education class student, but we probably all pick up the same information the same way, as I feel like everybody nowadays has some type of learning disability. Something. As to, yeah, I listened. I'm a veteran. I was trained in the military to listen. But I guess as a veteran, I've been listening to people my whole life, even in the military. Now I want to listen to myself and try to teach myself the path, the Commiso's path in life. With the internet, damn, it's hard to go down any path and do something cool in life on the internet. Because I'm the only one that gets hacked nowadays and gets scammed by the oldest shit on the internet. They scam you with the oldest stuff that's on the internet. I'm not a rocket science. Yeah, maybe if I figure out the math or something, maybe. But I probably still ask if the math is right. You know, even when I was, say, you're a genius, you still want to know if your answers were right. So, when I speak, I guess I really had any speaking kind of, well, my battle buddies got me drunk at clubs and bars, and somehow we communicated and got to the next bar. That's my battle buddy. But I felt like anybody that hang with me at the clubs and bars, I made them laugh somehow. So I try to keep that. I said, I like making people laugh. You know, when you go to the club or bar, you don't want to go to an angry bar. But even when the bar, people fighting in the bar, somehow Commiso makes everybody laugh. Even when they're fighting over something stupid. So I feel like people go to the club to try to dance with a girl. I think the number one reason to go to, well, listen to good music. I think, you're having a beer in the club, you want to listen to cool music. Or not, well, cool, but sounds, good too. See, it could be cool music, but does it sound good too? I don't know. That's the next time in my YouTube videos. My point is, it shouldn't be that complicated as a human being on planet Earth. Our time, I felt like we took enough time to get to know each other as the next human beings. So what the heck is everybody fighting about? Maybe if people are more clear why everybody's always upset all the time, then we don't have to be upset all the time as planet Earth. I guess now people go online the internet and realize the planet is round. I don't know. I feel like everybody's flat on the internet. Because if everybody's still arguing about the same shit and fighting about it, I feel like walking away. As a disabled combat veteran after 9/11, because I feel like everybody's trying to get me in trouble, I must have watched my YouTube video, I have to walk away. Because you're trying to get me in trouble. And you're Americans. You live in America. Where I party with strangers from all around the world. And yeah, I was the awkward, goofy guy at the club. But I had a good time with my battle buddy. They were smiling, you know, you know, this is what you're supposed to, you're supposed to write like statements about your soldiers in the military. I forgot what it's called. They use different words in the military from the civilian words. The law doesn't know that either somehow. Apologize if I can't remember everything on top of my mind at the time of me speaking. But now you know how I feel when I go on and use the internet. Because the internet is supposed to be organized, right? When you look up Beirut, it should be only about Beirut. But that's not the case, is there? So I don't know if when people go and use the internet, do everybody gets the pop-up ads, a scam? And when you search, do you all get the same results when you search? I think that sucks. When the law knows that people get hacked and scammed, that's unfair. It's like you guys are so smart as the law, you know where to go not to get in trouble with the law as yourselves using the internet. And then maybe that's why there's 1% violence on the internet. You're trying to overlook the violence to bully your soldier after 9/11. That's no disrespect, as I'm a respectful guy. That's how I feel so far. Because for people to overreact on nudity, there must be something wrong with you. Because if you've been using the internet since the internet in the 90s, compared to now, nudity is a simple subject to talk about. The law makes it seems like it's so complicated to talk about nudity. Seems like everybody in the whole world is having fun talking about nudity on the internet, and I gotta get So I'm trying to teach the court. I was trying to make an art while you allow my computer to get scanned. Even when the law's monitoring my computer with the security still somehow allow me to get scammed by bad sites on the internet. While everything's updated and everybody's using this site and having a good time, I get screwed as backstabbing by some crazy crooked way of getting somebody in trouble on purpose on the internet. I think that's unfair. If everybody at the party wants to have a good time, you're not going to teach one person how not to have not a good time. So I miss my battle buddies. I don't have all my battle buddies on my Facebook, and I don't know where everybody's. I don't know if they're okay. I hope they're okay. 'Cause I was a teenager in the military. When you're a teenager going to college, you get excited. You said, "Oh, I got into college. All that stuff all that hard work going through all them schools, I got into college." That's like a happy time. You don't go to college for sadness and being angry. Go to college. College should be a happy place. College should be a stressful environment for everybody to learn. You got in anyways. But people treat each other differently. That's why maybe I was a shy, quiet kid in the 80s and the 90s. I didn't understand people. So I lived in the Commiso world for a while. I feel like I'm trying to live there the rest of my life. I don't like reality because the realities don't make any sense. If we all landed on the moon, we should have no violence and crime. Then there's everybody we chose. But no. Look, the cat knows that I'm tight or stressed out. That's how small. I put Rocky back on. There. See, kitty cat smart, knows when I'm stressed out and tries to make me happy as a veteran. You all go the opposite and try to stress me out more and see how much I can take as a veteran. Isn't that what you guys are doing to me back home? Because I feel like my hometown court still doesn't believe that I'm a veteran. So, is that the reason why veterans don't get a cool welcome back home? Over time, people get jealous of you as a veteran, and then you guys find reason why not to hang with you and party with you. And that's how you're doing with the internet. If we keep bullying each other and hating on each other, we're never going to find out what we're really capable of. As to we landing on the moon. We're all human beings all around the world. So I feel like you go to college to learn that you're all human beings. And we all get the credit of landing on the moon. We live on planet Earth. We're all human beings all around this planet. When I was on the wrestling team, I wanted to win for the team. When you're on a wrestling team, you wrestle with the team, but if you go further than the team and win, are not doing so good. But I taught sportsmanship, so I felt bad when I lost on the wrestling team because I know I could beat this guy. Every time somebody trying to put me on the back, I get mad at myself. I didn't wrestle my senior year because I was mad at the wrestling team or the coach. I was mad at myself because I wasn't winning. I was trying to win all the time. Because I wanted to win, so I'd get a Gatorade and a hoagie or whatever they got. And I was hungry. And when I pinned them, I don't realize when I pin somebody until I'm back on the side of the mat. Because I zone out when I wrestle. Sometimes when I make my speeches, maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm zoning out in my speeches. But yeah, it's good that you get things done fast, but you also got to take the time to breathe. I feel like the reason why everybody's also uptight is because we're losing oxygen on this planet. If you think about it, there was more oxygen on this planet back in the day compared to now. That's why it's so hard for people to breathe nowadays. But instead of taking that as to, well, maybe we should say it's time for everybody to stop fighting in the world. It does not make any sense for people to fight in the world anymore. As to, man, if I ever have kids of my own, I always want my kids to do better than me. And I'd be proud of them. Because I made them, and they did better than me. That's cool. But in the world we live in, all people do is take nowadays. Take. Nobody gives no more. That's why I like Christmas. I like giving Christmas gifts. Because it makes me feel good. So, it's the kind of person that I am. So, I bought this on eBay. It's Donald Trump. See, before Donald Trump became the president, he was on The Apprentice. I watched a few of them. I didn't get to watch the whole Apprentice. But when I watched it, I thought Donald Trump was fair. He was fair with his decision on, because he probably felt bad when he fired somebody. Because the whole show was, if you raise enough fundraiser to your charity, Donald Trump will meet with how much you made. So when people took him the wrong way, saying he's going to fire everybody, it's because that was his show. He was so when he ran for president, I thought about this show. I said, Donald Trump be a good president if he be a president like he ran the show, because it was a good show. It made sense. Like, they make shows to get people in trouble on that show. This show was trying to help people out and make a difference. So when people took Donald Trump the wrong way, that's all people do. That's why I thought, because I felt like he didn't want to fire the person. Well, he had to be fair with the others. He had to make a decision. So, but he probably gave money to the other celebrities too. Just made it seem like, because I felt like he's got a good heart. And people have a good heart. It feels like everybody takes them the wrong way. So it's never been open. So the batteries died. And it says something in the back. It says, I should fire myself just for having you around. This one's easy for me. You're fired. That was tough one. That was a tough one. Think big and live large. Never give up under any circumstances. Never give up. I have no choice but to tell you you're fired. So the part, it says never give up under any circumstances. I was trying to make art. Well, I get scammed by some kind of weird look the internet they have now. People want change, and everybody wants to be happy and have a good life and survive on planet Earth. Because outer space already made it simple for us to have even life in outer space as planet Earth. So planet Earth is probably saying, what the heck is everybody's problem on this? And planet Earth is a living thing. So I guess I won't get mad at planet Earth if planet Earth tries to shake us off saying, what the heck you doing? Because if a planet lived this long in outer space, don't you think the planet wants to keep living in outer space? It must feel other planets got problems. They got bigger storms and gravity problems and more viruses and diseases on that planet. We got viruses on our planet. Ooh. But if you go to the other planet, we have protective suits to go in outer space for a reason. How much more viruses and diseases on that other planet in our galaxy. So it's simple. We all can wake up and be happy every single day without no conflict in life. But we are always some kind of way of putting conflict on each other for no damn reason at all. While planet Earth saying, I give them oxygen, there's food on this planet, there's water on this planet. Man, there's extra, somehow they invented damn video games on this planet. So I think y'all should be chilled. But somehow, where's this hatred? Especially me. Where's this hatred on Commiso? It sucks that, yes, I was taught as an American to respect the law, but I feel like the law should have the same respect for me back as an American, as I feel like that's common sense as to it's America. So, and then they go out of their way to make you mess up on purpose. Like, you know, I don't know. I think it's unfair that people can send you pop-up sites and then even though I go to a different site, I still get the same direction in the pop-up sites. So even if I try a different site and see if I'm going to get less scam on this site, I still get scammed the same way using a different site. So how's that my fault as the law being on the internet? It's not my fault. It's your fault. It's like somebody's going out of their way to get me in trouble back home because they know that I'm a disabled combat veteran after nothing. So it's like when soldiers got set up to get blown up by an ID in Iraq. They set you up using the internet too, and that's kind of unfair as a soldier after 9/11. So if people taking me the wrong way, I'm just acting as a soldier at war, be it as a veteran. You taught me to stand up for myself. I'm 40 years old. Yeah, that's why it's hard for me to believe that it shouldn't be that hard to live in the United States as to viruses, diseases, life, and oxygen. And that goes for the whole world, you know. I'm an American, and I'm proud to be an American, and I stand up for America. And, you know, I'm part of America, and I don't just want my country to do good. I learned as a good sportsmanship, and even in the military, all countries should be doing good and be okay, not just America. But as an American, you know, I expect a lot out of America. There's a lot of good leaders in history that stood up for America and made America really good. So as a veteran, I guess I expect a lot back home as a veteran. And it's not, I want diamonds and rules. Why do people take veterans the wrong way? Even my hometown law, dude. I think they're trying to take me the wrong way on purpose just to screw me over. So even though I keep telling you that I'm trying to do the right things and they lied a whole lot and they still don't trust a veteran at law around, then you wonder why people have conflict with the law if you even bully your soldiers after 9/11 or the internet. I don't know. I I just wanted to be Commiso. I really wanted to get back into art. I'm an artist, dude. I could draw Marilyn Monroe. I know I could draw Marilyn. But the pressure of being a human being, just being using the internet on this planet sucks. Because once you turn on your computer, everybody judge you in an instinct when you turn that laptop on and they decided to hack you and screw your life over. And you're not part of the community. You're not part of this crowd. And you're just left out as a person. I don't think anybody should be left out at the party. Everybody should have a good time at the party. So when I party with my battle buddies, if my battle buddies are angry, if my battle buddies sad, you got Commiso's goofy laugh at the bar. Everybody at the club is saying, who's freaking laughing like that? I felt like that's what happened. I get drunk at the club laughing, and everybody's wondering where that laughter is coming from in the club. It'd be me. So I distracted people at the club to have a good time, and they didn't even know. That's what you missed out over the years partying with Commiso. Well, you all party naked nowadays at clubs. There's sex clubs. There's a party, everybody's naked all the time on the internet. Technically, if you really think about it, I can't really keep up with the nudity, and I just don't understand. But everybody's wrong. If everybody's happy and naked online, what everybody's problem? You know, I know I'm just an army guy, but, you know, we respect each other as Marines and Armies and the Navy and the Air Force when we serve our country together. And the Marines had simplified. I'm a simple guy. I got along with the Marines at war. Because it made everything as simple. Why can't we do that? You know, yeah, everybody's going to have a hard time taking a test and get to the point of why I had to learn this and where it's going to take me in the future. Or are you just teaching me to get on my nerves? But it's simplified. I'm like, oh, it's that hard to get along with each other? We got to simplify that shit. The Marines had something going on there for them as the Army guy in the military. Why don't you just stop fighting? Stop hating each other. You know, we all act like we had a hard time when we collected Pokemon cards in the 90s on the internet. It shouldn't be that hard now in the 20s because you added a 2. Everybody had a nervous breakdown because you added a 2 in the years. That's why I said we're just counting how many times we're going around the sun. Over time, people get nerve-wracking, keep counting how many times we ran out of the sun. That's why you get old and stressed out. The gravity's pulling us down, and we keep trying to count how many days went by. I don't think the time is right. If our planet is one of the smallest planets in our galaxy, and the planet is bigger than in our galaxy, And that planet's moving faster somehow than a smaller planet. But we're spinning around the sun in the galaxy. I still don't think the time is right if we're just counting how many times we passed around the sun. So all these years we've been counting how many times. I don't think this is the correct math, though. Our planet is part of the galaxy. So you have to count how all the planets got to be calculated around the sun. Not just, that's what I learned in math. Some math teacher taught me something in high school. Sorry, I can't remember all the names, but I recognize them if I ever, maybe. You got to include the math in your problem. I think that's the problem people have. The math problem's longer than you think it is. So you can't just count how much this planet keep going around the sun, and the other planet is spinning faster than this planet. I don't know. If the gravitational pull is the same for every planet because of the sun on the same other, it's weird. I think we're too small to calculate anything in outer space. Our planet is too small to calculate anything from outer space. So it's a good thing there's NASA. Maybe we have to count on planets on the moon or something. But then I went on YouTube and there's a space science channel video, and somehow they kept on zooming out how really big outer space is and compared to shit, man. If there's life in outer space, they're never going to find our planet. That's how huge outer space is. We're just a speck on top of another speck and on another speck in outer space. So, it's the holidays and it's Christmas time, and I got Christmas gifts coming. And I think life's too short to keep fighting over stupid shit that doesn't even make any sense why you're all fighting about in the first place. So can we take that out of this, the problem? You have to break down the problem to get the solution and simplify that shit. The Marines got to come up with their own math. If you want to be a real Marine, Marines got to come up with their own simplified math. See, that's what you got to do if you become a Marine. They got to follow by your math. We got more simplified math, the Marine. I can't be a bad guy if a cat keeps following me around and loving me all the time. Sometimes I'm like, if I'm nice enough to the kitty cats, but the kitty cats keep coming back to me. And I feel if you take me away from this kitty cat, the kitty cat be sad and die. I keep saying that. Don't do that. Because I'm an animal person. Animals get attached to me as I get attached to the animal. I was raised that way. Me and my brother was raised with kitty cats, hamsters, guinea pigs. We had a rat at one point. That basically, the hairy pets. We had hairy pets. We grew up with cats because the landlord downstairs was a cat lady. The landlord that passed away, she had a lot of kitty cats. I think the kitty cats were her friends. She was a really nice landlord. And so the landlord gave me this kitty cat. And I don't know how hard it is to make your veterans happy, but the landlord just giving me this kitty cat made me happy. Well, and he understands me somehow because he's a kitty cat. But I understand the kitty cat. Well, I just look at him, knowing what he wants. That's what I do. So when he throws up, that means he wants blood. When he comes over here to try to get me pet him, he needs something. But sometimes the kitty cat just wants the knowledge that the kitty cat's still in the room and he wants me to keep pet. And can't be a bad guy. Pet the kitty cat. Well, I'm a good guy that pets the kitty cat. And I mean it. A good guy means it when they pets the kitty cat. I don't know if you all mean it, but I do. When I pet a kitty cat, I said, am I petting soft enough? Is this good enough for you, kitty cat? And I just keep pet, and say, you're good, you're good. You know, I don't want to be rude when I pet the kitty cat. Whatever. I'm going to keep trying in life, even when people call me a name and bullying me and acting like I'm not good around kids. But I think I inspire a lot of kids over the years making goofy videos. But they're hard to see that because there's some kind of uptight, hating state of mind of just hating everybody. But it seems like you just zero down on me because you know that I'm a disabled combat vet. And sometimes that comes out of Commiso's mouth, where I'm like, well, I was trying to go down the road of making goofy videos on YouTube. I didn't want my videos to be serious. Well, I guess as an artist, I gotta let out my sensitive side as an artist sometimes. But apparently you guys don't know what that means because you're some kind of cyborg in Star Trek online as a human being. You know, as a veteran, I feel like you're all super hard on veterans. You know, I graduated basic training. That was tough. I graduated AIT. That was learning this subject or whatever I was doing. That was tough. And it's hard to stay in the military. You all act like you get in trouble in the military. A good leader would try not to get you in trouble. Just to keep you in the military to irritate you even more. But I make goofy videos. You know how hard it is to have a sense of humor and personality with cyborgs on the internet 24 hours a day? That's hard. You gotta give me that credit. All the shit you made me go through, and I'm petting a kitty cat. Hey. That means he wants something. But I got Pokemon card. I just do one for today because it's the holiday and everybody has to get Christmas gifts. He wants all my Christmas gifts are coming through the mail. And I did the best of my ability. Energy card. Now, when you present a Pokemon card, do you have to be all technical and serious about it when you show your Pokemon cards? I come close to that, I feel. Yes. I try to bring back my childhood, where I felt like kids can have fun on the streets. It's okay for kids to have fun on the street. That's where I live. Now, everybody's indoors. Now, it's hot. Everybody staring at you all the time because they got the internet. Or maybe you stared at me too long. I don't know. You're not where you want to be. They ain't you, energy card. Just because people don't want to collect energy cards, you gotta keep going, energy card. See? That's how cool I am. I even stand up for energy cards. How many people can say that about themselves? See? Energy. You know, I try to motivate too, but I was just a specialist when I got out of the military. They didn't teach me much about motivation. Or when I took leave. So I apologize if I get you have a hard time getting motivated when Commiso speaks on when you bring up another energy card. Somebody on my computer. That's another thing as an artist. No. Give me that kitty cat. The kitty cat. Can't let the kitty cat eat plastic. He eats plastic to try to get the hairball. But it's not good for a kitty cat to eat plastic. Whatever. When everybody's gonna stop bullying me and picking on me back? I'm a good guy. Just because you just look at me the wrong way is not my fault, man. Oh, because I felt like I was going forward in time, where we all may live on planet Earth, but we can dance on stars down in space. I feel like that's where we should be. How many people can dance on the stars? Not a lot of people. So once we get a lot of people to dance the stars on planet Earth, we can make it in the world. They don't understand that. That's why they keep picking on you. Is that all people do? Just sit around and not allow you to go forward in time and achieve what you want to achieve? Is that all the internet is all about? Is it? Is it? Yes. All we do is sit around and get each other in trouble and get mad at each other. And I'm trying to explain this card to you as a Pokemon. That's very hard to do in the world. And if nobody knows what I'm talking about, I don't know what to do. Whatever. Oh, that one looks cool. That one looks cool. Mm. Is that the meaning of life? Always waiting for the shiny card in the world? Well, hey, it's a start. It's a start. That one looked like an ice cream cone. This one looks like an ice cream cone. If an ice cream cone can battle on the battlefields of the Pokemon world, then this world is cool. If an ice cream cone. Look at that dude. Now I want ice cream now. I didn't have ice cream for a while. Remember when ice cream was ice cream? That was the days in the world. It was tasty when you ate ice cream. Ice cream in the world. I like putting the rainbow sprinkles on my ice cream. You're all saying, that ain't cool to do. Why are you talking to the world like that? Who puts sprinkles on the ice cream nowadays? Nobody. Because we're some kind of uptight world online, aren't you? Well, that's not my fault. I was just trying to make the ice cream tastier. That's what they did back in the day. That's how I feel. I want to play Rocky music every time I try to pull out a Pokemon. That's a sheep. That's sheep. That's a sheep. What's that? What the heck is that? The world will never know. What the heck is it? Um, look at that. Look at that little birdie, 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 birdie. Birdie, 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 birdie. And the shiny one. I know where the shiny one is now. I guess you're supposed to just look and figure out where it is and then just shuffle where the shiny car is supposed to be. Look, there's a shiny car. Well, I had more to say, but I don't know. Maybe it was one of you. Maybe. I bet not, don't you? Y'all judge me before I even use the engine back home for what? There's some kind of uptight motherfucker over there. Can't chill. Well, I'm trying my best to chill back home as a veteran and everything, but every time I feel like, oh, this is where it is going to happen. This is going to happen now. Not too long. It's going to happen now. It's going to happen. Doesn't happen. So I'm confused. This is your disabled combat veteran after 9/11. Michael Commiso and the battle buddies on that. You know? I was just trying to chill, and everybody's taking the chillness away from me. It's getting on my nerves, and I don't know why. Because I wanted to be, oh, I know. Because I miss being a teenager, partying with my battle buddies, and clubs and bars all around, and now everybody's sitting around and don't know how to get a good time. What's up with that? And I know. Yeah, I always have to go to the club or the bar all the time for a good time, but that's my point. We can have a good time all around the world. We can build the biggest club in the world. Try to put everybody to dance in that club at the same time, at the same day, at the same hour, at the same time, in a second, or whatever. We can build a big club and then we can dance the rest of our lives. We can dance all the time. We don't even have to stop dancing. We can just keep going. But no, not in the world we live in. No dancing allowed. What are you doing? Get off the dance floor. You're not being cool, dancing on the dance floor, dance floor. And I get drunk and say, I don't even know I was on the dance floor. Nobody told me. And I had a good time on the dance floor. That's all I'm trying to do. As Commiso back up. Trying to bring back times. I was having a good time. Dancing on the dance floor. And yeah, I didn't dance with all the ladies. I didn't care. I was just dancing. In the club. But now you're all uptight. Only in your bed. So, sorry it might take me the wrong way. I'm all stressed out all the time where I'm like, I had a hernia surgery. Like COVID brain virus crap going on there. I'm trying to black out the reality. Because the realities don't stick, man. Trying to tell me I was born in this world, but you tell me I can't dance on the dance floor? I didn't know life was that hard, but people can't dance on the dance floor anymore. Whatever. This is a disabled combat veteran. After 9/11, Michael Commiso, everybody.